Is a major WWE star retiring? We'll talk about it. Plus, an AEW Forbidden Door debut has been scrapped, but don't worry, because 3 bizarre AEW in-ring debuts are coming soon. It's all in the wrestling news right now. A WWE Hall of Famer who is adding more mileage to his incredible wrestling career could be just a few months away from saying farewell.
Yeah, so yesterday, WWE made the announcement to much fanfare that Edge would be attending the WWE SmackDown taping in Toronto, Canada on Friday, August 18th. Now, last time Edge was in Toronto, he hinted that the next time the city comes around on the touring loop, it would be his last time performing for them.
Yeah, it was last August when Raw was in Toronto, and when the cameras went off, Edge spoke to the fans saying, 30 years ago, July 1st, 1992, I had my first wrestling match as Adam Copeland, and I knew one day I'd be standing right here in front of you. What I didn't dream of is that I'd have to retire for 9 years and fight with every fibre in my being to get back. I can't wait to hopefully come back one last time here in Toronto. I'm looking at the calendar. We usually come here in August. So next August, I plan on seeing each and every one of you. And in a perfect world, we will all say goodbye to each other that night. This sounds like Edge is wrapping up.
It does, doesn't it?
Now, obviously, he said that last year.
He did.
A lot can change in 12 months. So, you know, and also wrestling retirements are, you know, nobody, the energy of saying, I'm retiring in wrestling is roughly the energy of I'll get up in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's that same energy.
Yeah.
You know, people come back to wrestling as often as they come back from the shops. So read into it what you will, you know, but certainly at that point last year, he was kind of ready to end on a high.
Yeah, he was. And I'm just glad that, you know, this time it's on his own terms. We've spoken about this multiple times, but when a wrestler doesn't get to go out on their own terms, that sucks so much. But now that he's had the opportunity, he has been able to come back in tremendous fashion as well to put on some really good matches. I'm not saying he's old, but like at the age that he is, and he's still putting on absolute bangers, is really great to see. I wonder how or what his last match would be like, or who his last match would be against.
It's Christian.
It's Chris. Do you think?
No, it's not Christian. It's not Christian. And I don't think. And I think we might have talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't think we'll ever see Edge and Christian return. And the only way that we can see it, I don't want to see it. And that's with no disrespect to AEW. I don't want to see Adam Copeland and Jay Riso doing kind of a pastiche of what they do a contractually safe, legally safe, trademark safe version of Edge and Christian. You know, I don't want a 10-second pose for images. Like I don't want that. I want, you know, if they're gonna do an Edge and Christian reunion, it should be in WWE. It feels like Christian is locked into AEW, and you know what? Tony's already given WWE William Regal. I don't think they're gonna give him Christian as well. So I don't think we'll see that. I thought as well. Like he certainly teased it, that he might win the world title and then compete with it until SummerSlam and then retire after losing it.
I was just thinking then, this is a little bit of fantasy booking on my part, but
it's what we want to happen.
Obviously, his career ended last time with Big Gold. He had the Big Gold. And I was wondering, I know that obviously the World Heavyweight Championship is on Raw at the moment, but maybe Seth Rollins makes an exception and maybe they have like one last thing, because obviously they had the feud when Edge came back as well, and they had the 3 matches there. I wonder if maybe he's like, I'll make an exception for you, Edge. Let's have a little match together for this World Heavyweight Championship.
One to watch with a possible retirement for Edge on the horizon. A backstage AEW name has retired. This was news that circulated last night at Dynamite. And this is somebody who, whenever you've watched wrestling, has played a key role in it, whether you know about them or not.
So this comes from Fightful. Seamstress Sandra Gray is finishing up on the road with All Elite Wrestling imminently. She's been with the company since the beginning. Gray is well liked by the AEW roster and has been making wrestling gear since the 90s when she was approached by Sable to make Johnny B. Bad's gear in WCW. She ended up working with WCW until it was acquired by WWE, and then with WWE until 2015. We're told that, however, even in retirement, she'll continue to make Cody Rhodes attire, which she's done for years.
If you've ever watched wrestling, you have seen the work that Sandra Gray has done. She has dressed everyone across the wrestling stratosphere. Recently worked on attires for, as well as Cody, I believe working on his WrestleMania attire. Every amazing outfit that Jade Cargill has worn has been lovingly seamstressed by Sandra Gray. The Street Profits, MJF, Trinity, just a few of the outfits that she's made. In fact, SGO Vintage on Instagram, her gram will do more justice than our words ever will. She is a talent, and I hope that whoever comes through next will learn so much from her. And yeah, you can't have watched wrestling without seeing the amazing work that Sandra Gray has done. She's a legend, absolute legend, absolute legend. Let's move on to, staying with AEW rather. Let's move on to Forbidden Door, where it looks as if a big plan has been pulled from under us before we even knew it existed.
Yeah, so this comes from Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated. They say multiple sources close to Tony Khan confirmed to him that there were discussions between AEW and Mercedes Moné regarding Forbidden Door. That was, however, before she was injured at New Japan Strong last month. It is now unlikely that Moné will be cleared in time to compete at this month's event.
She was somebody that people had thrown around as a name for Forbidden Door, and I'm not surprised there were discussions. It seemed like, I get the vibe there was probably a plan in place, but then obviously she got hurt, and now there isn't, and I'm gutted about that. That'll be something we put on the back burner for another day.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's not an if, it's a when for Mercedes Moné.
I agree.
Stepping into an AEW ring.
It's a shame because I feel like this would have been, and not that the pay-per-view itself isn't a draw already, but I feel like that would have been a huge draw for them if they did manage to get Mercedes Moné on the books for that one.
Well, Tony Khan spoke about Forbidden Door with Sports Illustrated, and he said last year's Forbidden Door was a challenging time with a number of injuries and travel obstacles. We were able to come together and put together the best event of the year in wrestling. This year's Forbidden Door will be the best event either company has ever participated in, and it's only got 2 matches so far. It's already looking good. We're getting Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay for the IWGP US title. And flippity doodah, we're getting Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
It's already stacked up.
Just them two.
Yep.
For 4 hours. Done. That's all we need.
I would watch that. I would
me too.
gladly watch that as well.
Well, Fraser and I will be watching it in 2 weeks' time for Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Live reactions. We'll talk about that down the road. But yeah, Forbidden Door, not affected by some of the injury woes that I wouldn't say hampered the last one, because the last one was still really good, but certainly a much stronger proposition this time, even unfortunately, without Mercedes Moné involved. Rampage was taped after Dynamite last night. You might not want Rampage spoilers, so this is the point where we say there's more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Keys.
Love you, bye.
Sick. Rampage! Light the fuse, bring the boom, Rampage. So last night we had ourselves a new number one contender for Tony Storm's AEW Women's Championship decided. It's going to be Sky Blue. Ooh. She beat Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and North Wrestling's Mercedes Martinez. She's going to be at Thunderstruck July 15th at the Walker Dome in Newcastle. Tickets at northwrestling.co.uk. She beat all them to become the top contender for Tony Storm's AEW Women's title. Yeah. Good. I was surprised with Sky Blue winning that.
I'm surprised, but I really enjoy Sky Blue on the old Televisione. I think she's improved a lot recently as well. Like really, really, really good stuff.
The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass beat the Spanish announce team. Sorry, lads. Bandido and the Lucha Brothers beat Big Bill, Ethan Page, and Lee Moriarty. Hardy Boys helping / hindering Ethan Page during that one.
Bless him.
But there was a segment which is going to lead to 3 very bizarre AEW in-ring debuts.
And we cannot wait for it. So Jeff Jarrett alongside Jay Lethal, Sonjay Dutt and Satnam Singh and Karen Jarrett called out Aubrey Edwards. Now Mark Briscoe answered and announced that a 6-person tag team match was going to happen down the line where Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett and Jay Lethal will face him, Aubrey Edwards and Papa Briscoe.
Oh my days. Aubrey Edwards and Papa Briscoe.
There's going to be some...
And Karen Jarrett.
And Karen Jarrett as well. There's going to be some mega spots going on.
It's going to be ridiculous. And we talked about this this week. Jarrett and Lethal had that title match against FTR. And oh my days, That was such a fun match.
It was a fun match. It really was a fun match. So I can't see what shenanigans they get up to in this one as well.
I'm going to be thoroughly sports entertained when we get Jeff Jarrett, when we get Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, and Jay Lethal versus Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and Aubrey Edwards. Wrestling is brilliant when it's bollocks. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com, twitch.tv/cultaholic. By the time this video goes up, I should still be reading the Iron Sheik's tweets on our Twitch channel.
You will be.
Come join twitch.tv/cultaholic. Stay humble.
Love you, bye. This chair keeps going down.
Oh. Humble the chair!
Humble the chair.
Humble the chair! Break its back!